Sony Computer Entertainment America presents a Universal Interactive Studios production.
A game created and developed by Naughty Dog. Bandicoot War.
Hello, fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Crash Bandicoot Warped. Oh, if you could see the grin on my face right now. As this is, well, let's bring up the menu right now. This is the second top 5 game that I'm going to be playing in my little top 5 little marathon. And, as you can see, it is my second favorite game of all time. So, you might be wondering why I'm doing, like, I went from 4 to 2. I'm just doing them What just happened? Oh, it's a demo. Oh, that scared the crap out of me because I swear to God I fixed the black screen problem for this. It took a lot of different things to do, like I had to change the resolution on the PS3 and on my TV so that it can work, and on the recording software. But we're gonna be getting everything that we can in Crash Bandicoot Warped. I am so excited to play this. So let's start a new game right now.
Free at last.
Uka is free. No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
None have dared to fail the brave Uka even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice.
Great Uka, it was that infernal Bandicoot.
From deep inside my temple prison, I sent you simple instructions to follow. But you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet.
I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
And failed. But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way for us to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time the great Uka will make sure that you do it right.
After many eons, my evil twin, Uka, has been freed from his underground prison. Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do so. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
So now we have control over Crash, and now let me explain this right now. We've only played Crash Team Racing, and that was number 5. Yeah, so Crash Bandicoot Warped is a lot different than Crash Team Racing, since Crash Team Racing was a racing game. This is a platformer game, and if anyone has never played Crash Bandicoot before, you're probably gonna be very confused at the story, just because I'm doing the third one. Like, basically, it went Crash Bandicoot, Crash Bandicoot 2, obviously, and then Crash Bandicoot Warped, but the story between those three were pretty connected, in a way. And so the fact that I'm jumping straight to the third one isn't really going to help story-wise. But if you have played it before, then you do know what's about to happen. If you really want to get the story, you could watch probably cutscenes or a different Let's Play of Crash Bandicoot 1 and 2. I do eventually plan on doing 1 and 2. Oop, I went into the save mode. Get me out of this thing. I didn't mean to. Exit. So, since it's a platformer, controls compared to Crash Team Racing are a lot different. For example, you'd use the D-pad, or you could use the analog stick to move your character. If you use the analog stick, if you tilt very slightly, you can have Crash Bandicoot walk. Although the fact that this is only used on the analog stick, you will probably not be using that a lot, if at all. X button is to jump, and the circle button is to go into crouch mode. If you go into crouch mode and then jump, you'll do a higher jump. If you are moving and then do circle and do crouch, you'll slide. And if you do a jump right after you slide, you'll do a slide jump. So it's a lot more complex in terms of the moves that you can do compared to in Crash Team Racing, where you basically just drove. Square is Crash Bandicoot's signature move, the twister, or the spin. This is basically like your punch attack, except you spin around. Triangle, it just brings up the menu. Also, if you do a crouch while in air, you'll do a body slam. So there's a lot of different moves. L1, L2, R2, R1, R2. Don't do much of anything. You can use R1 to go into crouch mode as well, if you really wanted to. Select does nothing. Start will bring it to the menu. As you can see, we have 0 out of 25 crystals. We really have not done anything. But as you can see, also, this is the time twister. This is a warp room. This is a staple. So basically, if you're expecting me to compare it to previous games, well, just wait probably a year or so, because I don't really know when I'd be playing Crash Bandicoot 2. But this is open. There's nothing guarding us here. This one, unfortunately, is not, and we can't really progress past this thing. And same for these other 4. But once we get farther into here, we have 5 buttons that'll pop up. Each one will bring us to a different level. For example, level 5 is Making Waves, and you can see at the top left-hand corner, you see this picture of an evil-looking person, and he has a crystal, something that right next to him, a gray thing that's called a gem. Obviously, did we have any gems? Not the gray gems in Crash Team Racing. And then right next to him, a time relic. So if you're wondering what the time relics actually made their debut in Crash Bandicoot Warped, but we won't be dealing with those for quite some time. We're actually going to be trying to work on just the crystals and just the gems. And crystals are probably the easiest thing to go for, but we're going to enter the first level. It's already been 8 minutes. This is probably going to be one of the longest episodes of Crash Bandicoot. We're going to Toad Village.
Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh, look, I have a mask helping me, too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
I honestly cannot, I can't begin to understand what the storyline would be if I had to explain it. But here is a typical level. Basically, it goes from here, and you have to go to way off in the distance. Something in Crash Bandicoot that you do are deal with boxes. Here's a normal box. Just spin it, and you get these things called Wumpa Fruit. You get 100 Wumpa Fruit, and you get an extra life. As you can see at the stats, we have 4 lives right now, and at the top, you can see a stat that says 1 out of 42. If you get every single box in the level, you get the gem. And then there's the Wumpa Fruit. Question mark blocks usually have some good stuff in there. Chicken, 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 chicken. Boxes like this, these are called jump boxes. You jump on them. It gives you multiple. You can get a maximum of 10 Wumpa Fruit from a jump box. It gives you them 2 at a time. Here's another one, but we don't really need to deal with it. Enemies. Just spin into an enemy. And sometimes the enemy will actually hit boxes, so they'll break boxes for you. This is going to be one of the staples in this game. You're going to be able to see medieval levels. This box right here is an Aku Aku box. If you break it open, you get an Aku Aku mask right next to you. That is an extra hit. So now, we can only take 1 hit as Crash Bandicoot, but now that we have the Aku Aku mask, we can now take an extra hit. So basically what we're going to be doing is we're going to be trying to go through the level, find the crystal, and also go through the level and try and get all the boxes. What I just broke is a checkpoint box marked with a giant C on the side. Right here is a roulette box. It's either going to turn into a face, that. You want to hit it, though, because if the roulette box ends up, you take too long to open the roulette box, it's going to turn into a metal box, and it's going to be impossible to open. Got a frog here. These frogs are very tricky, because you can... Sometimes you'll end up screwing up the timing, and they'll jump on you. And you probably... Well, you know what? I think I'm going to do, like, a... For at least this, I'm probably going to do a fail montage of at least all the multiple deaths that Crash Bandicoot can suffer. Here's another Aku Aku mask box. If you get this the second time, he now turns a nice color of gold and yellow. This right here, though, is a bonus stage. We didn't deal with any bonus stages in... Well, of course we didn't. It was a racing game. I am just super excited to start playing this. In bonus games, there are no enemies. This is basically just a grab everything you can stage and just reach the end. Don't need any more Wumpa Fruit, really. Which is highly against my usual plan, which is to get as much Wumpa Fruit as possible. Then again, getting lives isn't really that hard. I mean, we already have gotten 2 in the bonus stage. And just stand on the end, and we should be getting to the end. You can see just how much... Well, we're about to get another life. There we go. So we've already gotten 4 lives, and we've only been playing for about 3 minutes. What the plan is, I'm probably going to do 1 mission, or 1 level per episode. So the episodes are going to be a lot shorter, like maybe 5-10 minutes. Oh, I see, I didn't time it right. But now I just got that checkpoint box, so I should just start there. In the case I end up dying. Go away, frog. But if you look up here, you're already about to get our first crystal. Here it is right here. All you do to get the crystal is just walk right into it. So now all we have to do is leave the level. You should not forget to pick up the crystal. The crystal is going to be in a very easy spot to pick up. Usually near the end of the level. For example, woo, I tried to spin and get that guy. I almost fell down that pit. That pit would be an immediate death. Got some 2 roulette boxes here. Get that, and because we now have all the boxes, we have a gem that just popped up right here. If you have missed a box, that little hologram of the box spinning, that usually tells you the same number that's on top of the screen right now, except it'll tell you like 41 to 42, or however you have to however you need. So let's just grab this. If you ever are curious as to what you have in the level, just keep on pressing triangle. As you see, we have the gem and the crystal at the bottom. And so let's go through. This is the end portal right now. Just take this to go back to the time twister. Because this level is now over. Very easy first level. It only gets harder from here. And there's 24 more levels to go through. Crash will come. We got the crystal. We'll bring the gem up. We now have the gem and... Get the crash dance! Okay, so I'm gonna save it just because I'm probably gonna be saving it after every level, just in case something terrible happens. These episodes, like I said, are gonna be very short. Usually you get a nice little image of the last level you went through. As you can see, I have been practicing a little bit. I've only owned this game for probably 4 hours at this point, and most of it was downloading it and trying to get my PS3 to connect. But we're gonna do, just to separate it, I mean, I would name it after myself, but the fact that I name it Bucky just makes me know that this is for the YouTubes. And I saved a nice spot for it right in the beginning, so there we go, we're already 2% through the game. But on the next episode of Crash Bandicoot Warped, we'll be going through, let's back up, World 2, or Level 2 of Warp Room 1, Under Pressure. So until next time, hopefully you enjoy.